Argentina runs for nearly 4,000 kilometers from the subtropical north to the edge of Antarctica. It contains rainforest, high desert, wine country, endless grassland, the highest peaks outside Asia, and some of the wildest landscape left on the planet. It is a country where the distances are genuinely enormous and the payoff is genuinely worth it. Welcome to Optimized Travel Destinations. My name is Ricky, and I am part of the Optimized Travel team. We help travelers plan amazing trips through our concierge service, and our team has worked together to list the absolute best places Argentina has to offer. These are the top 10 places to visit in Argentina, counting down from 10 to 1. Number 10, Córdoba. Córdoba is in the geographic center of Argentina, about an hour by air from Buenos Aires. It is the country's second city and its oldest university town, with a colonial center built around a block of Jesuit buildings that is one of the best preserved of its kind in South America. The city's large student population gives it an energetic, unpretentious atmosphere and a great nightlife. But the real reason to come is the Sierras de Córdoba, just outside the city. Rolling green hills, small mountain towns, rivers with swimming holes, and a landscape that most international visitors to Argentina never see. Córdoba works best as a two-night stop with a day out into the Sierras. Spring and autumn are ideal. Summer in the city gets hot, though that is exactly when the river towns and the hills come into their own. Number 9, Ushuaia. Ushuaia is at the southern tip of the Tierra del Fuego, the southernmost city in the world, about 3.5 hours by air from Buenos Aires. It sits on the Beagle Channel with jagged snow-covered mountains rising directly behind the town, and the whole place has the slightly unreal atmosphere of somewhere at the end of a road. Boat trips out into the Beagle Channel take you past sea lion colonies, cormorant rookeries, and lonely lighthouses in water that feels a very long way from anywhere. The Tierra del Fuego National Park just outside town has good walking with the channel below and the mountains above. Most people come here as the departure point for Antarctica, but Ushuaia deserves a couple of days on its own account. Ushuaia is best from November to March. 2 nights is enough unless you are heading further. 1 for the channel, 1 for the park and the town itself. Number 8, Salta. Salta is in the far northwest of Argentina, close to the Bolivian border, about 2 hours by air from Buenos Aires. It is the most colonial city in the country, with a well-preserved center of pink and ochre buildings around a palm-filled main square. It is the gateway to some of Argentina's most striking landscapes. South of the city, the Calchaquí valleys run through red rock canyons, cactus-covered hillsides, and small adobe villages up to the wine town of Calafate. The high-altitude vineyards here produce Torrontés, a white wine that grows almost nowhere else, and the drive down through the Quebrada is one of my favorite road trips in South America. Salta on the southwest are best from April to June or September to November. Summer brings heavy rain in the highlands. 4 or 5 days lets you do the loop south to Calafate and back properly rather than rushing it. Number 7, Bariloche and the Lake District. San Carlos de Bariloche is in the northern Patagonia on the shore of Nahuelhuapi Lake, about 2 hours by air from Buenos Aires. The town itself is a slightly odd alpine-style resort built by Central European immigrants, but the landscape around it is the reason to come. Deep blue lakes, forested mountains, and hiking in every direction. The Circuito Chico Drive around the peninsula west of town takes in a series of viewpoints over the lake system that makes it very clear why this area is called the Argentine Lake District. In winter, Bariloche is the main ski destination in South America. In summer, it is one of the best trekking regions in the country, with refugios in the mountains and trails that go on for days. Stay for a minimum of 3 nights, and be aware the town gets very busy in the Argentine school holidays in January and July. Number 6. Mendoza. Mendoza sits at the foot of the Andes in western Argentina, about an hour and 40 minutes by air from Buenos Aires. It is the center of Argentine wine. High-altitude vineyards spread across the desert plain with the mountains rising sharply behind them, making for one of the most photogenic wine regions anywhere. Malbec made this region famous, and the best way to experience it is by spending a day cycling between wineries. The Uco Valley south of the city has the newest and most ambitious wineries and the best mountain views. Mendoza is best from March to May around the harvest, or September to November. I'd say give it 3 nights minimum. 1 day in Maipú, 1 in the Uco Valley, and 1 for the high mountain road toward Aconcagua. Number 5. Península Valdés. Península Valdés is on the Atlantic coast of Patagonia, reached via Puerto Madryn, about 2 hours by air from Buenos Aires. It is a flat, dry, windswept peninsula that doesn't look like much from the road, and it is one of the greatest marine wildlife destinations on Earth. Southern right whales come here to breed between June and December, and they come extremely close to shore, close enough that you can watch them from the beach at Puerto Piramides, and closer still by boat. Elephant seals and sea lions haul out on the beaches. Magellanic penguins nest by the 100,000 further south at Punta Tombo, and orcas famously beach themselves at Punta Norte to hunt sea lion pups. 3 nights based in Puerto Madryn or Puerto Piramides is the right amount to see the peninsula properly and catch the wildlife at different points along the coast. Number 4. El Calafate and Perito Moreno. El Calafate is in the southern Patagonia on the shore of Lago Argentino, about 3 hours by air from Buenos Aires. The town exists almost entirely to serve visitors to the Perito Moreno Glacier, 80 kilometers west, and that glacier is worth building a town for. Perito Moreno is a wall of ice 5 kilometers wide and 60 meters high, and it is one of the very few glaciers in the world that is not retreating. An amazing system of walkways lets you stand directly in front of it, and every few minutes, a section of the face collapses into the lake with a sound like an explosion. You can also walk on the glacier itself with crampons on a guided trek, which is worth the money. Perito Moreno works year-round, but October to April is the main season. 2 nights in El Calafate is good. 1 full day at the glacier, plus a boat trip on Lago Argentino if you have the time. Number 3. El Chaltén and Fitz Roy. El Chaltén is in the Los Glaciares National Park in southern Patagonia and about 3 hours north of El Calafate by road. It is a small village at the foot of the Fitz Roy Range, purpose-built as a trekking base, and it is the finest hiking destination in Argentina by a considerable distance. The granite towers of Fitz Roy and Serra Torre rise almost vertically from the surrounding landscape, and the trails start directly from the village. No transfers, no permits, no complications. The walk to Laguna de los Tres, which puts you at the base of Fitz Roy with the towers reflected in a glacial lake, takes about 8 hours return and is one of the best day hikes anywhere in the world. The weather is famously unpredictable, so stay several days to give yourself the best chance of seeing Fitz Roy clear. When it does clear at sunrise and the towers light up red above the lake, it is genuinely one of the best sights on the continent. El Chaltén is best from November to March. Stay for 3 or 4 nights minimum and build in flexibility. The mountain decides when it shows itself, not your itinerary. Number 2. Iguazú Falls. Iguazú Falls are on the border with Brazil and Paraguay in the far northeast of Argentina, about an hour and 40 minutes by air from Buenos Aires. They are the largest waterfall system in the world by any meaningful measure. 275 individual falls spread across nearly 3 kilometers of subtropical forest. And they make Niagara Falls look like a garden feature. The Devil's Throat is the centerpiece, a horseshoe-shaped chasm where about half the river's flow drops 80 meters all at once. A walkway takes you directly over the top of it, and standing there with the water disappearing into a permanent cloud of spray below you is genuinely overwhelming in a way that photographs do not convey. The Argentine side has the majority of the walkways and lets you get in among the falls at multiple levels. The Brazilian side, a short crossing away, gives you the panoramic view of the whole system. Doing both is the right approach, and the boat trip that takes you directly into the spray beneath the falls is worth being soaked for. Iguazú is good year-round, though the water volume peaks from December to March. 2 full days, 1 for each side, is the right amount. Stay on the Argentine side and cross for the panorama, and go early in the day before the tour groups arrive at the Devil's Throat. Before I reveal number 1, I want to take a moment to tell you about why we made this video. Argentina is one of the hardest countries in the world to plan well. The distances are enormous, the internal flights are essential and expensive, and the seasons in Patagonia and the subtropical north are almost the opposite of each other. Getting the order and the timing right is most of the work, and that is exactly what Optimized Travel was built for. Head to optimizedtravel.com to find out more, or click the link in the description. And now, number 1. Number 1, Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires sits on the western bank of the Rio de la Plata, in the east of the country, and almost every trip to Argentina begins and ends here. It is the largest city in the southern half of South America and one of the most European-feeling cities outside Europe. Each neighborhood has its own personality. Recoleta is grand and elegant. San Telmo is historic and atmospheric, while Palermo is where the city comes alive after dark. Tango is real here and not only a performance for visitors. The milongas, the social dance halls where locals actually go, run late into the night and welcome all. The Teatro Colón is one of the finest opera houses in the world by acoustics, and worth booking for anything at all that happens to be on. And then there is the food. The parrilla tradition, beef over wood coals served without ceremony, is as good as its reputation, and the wine that comes with it costs a fraction of what it would elsewhere. Buenos Aires eats late, drinks later, and treats a 9 o'clock dinner reservation as an early one. Buenos Aires is a year-round city, though spring in October and November and autumn in March and April are the most comfortable. Stay for a minimum of 4 nights and give yourself at least 1 evening with no plan at all, walking through Palermo and stopping wherever looks good. Those are the 10 best places to visit in Argentina, from the wine country of Mendoza and the whales of Península Valdés, through the granite towers of Fitz Roy and the ice of Perito Moreno, the thunder of Iguazú, and all the way to Buenos Aires and its late nights. If you're ready to plan your trip, head to optimizedtravel.com and let me know in the comments, which of these 10 would you visit first? Buenos Aires straight away, or would you head south to Patagonia? Drop it below, and don't forget to subscribe. We cover the world's best destinations every week.